Hi guys, Shelly McCain here. Scotty asked me to do a testimony for you, and I knew exactly which one I was going to do as soon as he asked. I've told this story many, many times, and anytime I have the opportunity to show where God showed up and showed off, I am more than happy to share the story. I'm taking you back a few years, but my husband and I have been together forever. We've been together since we were 14 and 15 years old. Right after college, he graduated and he asked me to marry him, and I said yes. And I even tattooed it on my hand because I'm cray-cray. But we immediately knew that we wanted to have kids. So after about a year, a little over a year of trying, and we didn't get pregnant, we finally went to a doctor. The doctor said, you guys are not going to have kids biologically. Broke our heart. I remember coming home that day and putting my face in the carpet and just sobbing. God, why, after all I've ever done is work with kids and want to be a mom, would that be what you would tell me? Is that's my news. I will never have a child. So after being broken, Jamie and I decided we were going to try some infertility treatment, which we did for a couple months, and it was thousands of dollars and emotional roller coaster. And some people that works for, and it's great, and some people like me, it doesn't. It didn't work. We spent all this money and I was still just heartbroken. So I was kind of done with that chapter. So Jamie and I decided that we kind of wanted to look into adoption. So the first step we took was applying through the Lighthouse, which is a local agency here in Kansas City. And we paid $500 for the application fee. They told us it was about $20,000 to adopt. And we thought, well, that's a lot of money. Well, they told us it was a 2-year waiting list. So we thought, well, great, a 2-year waiting list. We're going to need that so we can save that kind of money. So just a week after that, my mother-in-law calls me and tells me that the counselor that works at her school is actually fostering a little baby in her home just for the week of Thanksgiving. And did we want to come meet him? Now, this little boy is fetal alcohol syndrome. He's colicky. He's very fussy. He's biracial. And by the way, he's getting adopted by somebody else. But she just wanted us to kind of have the experience of this is what it looks like with a DFS baby. So we said, sure, if this baby's going to a good home, absolutely. So we went and we're visiting with this little boy, and he was absolutely adorable. And we went home and we were like, oh, that was really sweet. If that comes our way, then yeah, we might be interested in a baby from DFS. So not even a week passed, and we get a phone call that little boy that was going to be adopted, the adoption fell through. So he was still up for adoption. He had what they call a green flag, which means his rights were terminated by his mother, and he was ready just to be adopted. So we started calling around knowing that we needed a home study. All the places we called said, well, it'll be like 9 months before we can get to you. Well, this little baby was available now, so I just couldn't wait, and we needed somebody soon. So that Wednesday I was at choir, and one of the ladies I worked with, she said, well, I worked for DFS. Try calling this lady. She seemed to be very reliable. So I called her on Tuesday, and on Thursday she was at our house doing our home study. Yep, that's what I said. 2 days later. Not 9 months, but 2 days later, she showed up at our house, did our home study. So the next week, I was actually looking for a lawyer, and somebody else came up to me and said, hey, try this guy. His name's Michael Mann. He's a great lawyer. His wife does home studies. So we called him, and he gave us the ropes and kind of showed us what to do, because at this point, we had never adopted. There wasn't very many people that we knew that adopted, and if they did, it was not local. So we had no idea what we were doing. So he walked us through. He was amazing. We've actually kept in contact with him and with his wife, because we've adopted 4 times. So we've kind of had him by our side at all times. So we hired him, and he immediately started going through all the ropes and, getting everything done. So it became, let's see, like 2 weeks before Christmas, and we got a phone call that yes, we could adopt him, but our court date was going to be like the first week in January. And I was like, that's awesome. We were so excited. We can't wait. And I'm not even kidding. I think every other day I took somebody new to the foster home and said, look, this is going to be our baby. His name's going to be Mason, blah, 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 blah. So excited. But I was sitting at choir one Wednesday, and I kind of felt heavy hearted. And somebody said, well, what's wrong? And I said, well, I don't know why I should feel sad, but this is baby's first Christmas, and this poor baby's going to be in a foster home. Like, this is my son who is going to be in a foster home for Christmas. And that kind of just broke my heart, even though I should have just been rejoicing that in 2 weeks he was going to be in our home and it was going to be over. But I just kind of felt heavy-hearted that evening. And a lady behind me said, well, who's your judge? And I told her his name, and she said, "Oh, that's funny. I know his wife. I've been friends with her forever." Not thinking anything that she's going to contact her or anything like that. I was just like, "Oh, that's nice." The next day, the day after I said that to that lady, the judge himself, not DFS, not the court, but the judge himself called me and said, "I'm going to open up court December 24th at 10 a.m. Can you be there?" We said yes. So on December 24th at 10 a.m., our son, who was in a foster home for just a few weeks, came home. His name is Mason Lane McCain. He was born October 15th, 2003, adopted Christmas Eve of 2003. So that's just where God showed up, and man, did he show off. And you know, when we would go through all those trials and stuff, he was just building our character and persevering, and it was just amazing. And we all have times that we go through valleys and things are hard, but if you just trust him and you follow his heart, not your own, but his heart, he's going to blow your mind. And I know some of you are going through valleys right now because I've just seen some of your posts, and you know, you guys know that we've had some financial issues since we adopted the twins, but fear not. He's on my side. He has got his full armor on. He is fighting for us, and he's going to be there for us. And so I just pray for you guys daily. And here's just a couple of verses that, you know, I kind of went through just today. I was just doing this. Romans 5:3-4 says, "We rejoice in our sufferings, that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope." And what more do we need but hope? Another one is Psalms 118:21. "I will give you thanks, for you have answered me, and you have become my salvation." God can do anything you know, far more than you ever imagined or guessed or even requested in your wildest dreams. That's Ephesians 20. I hope you guys were encouraged today. Like I said, I pray for you daily, and I am doing a YouTube channel, and it's under Ann Michelle McCain, and it's called Faith, Fashion, and Makeup. Those are three of my favorite things. So if you'd like to join me, please go and subscribe. Have a blessed day. Love you.